All right, you network engineers. I think today we need to talk about being dry. And I'm not talking about grabbing your towel and wiping off. I'm talking about don't repeat yourself. So I'm thinking we talk a little about creating a package, right? Creating code that you can reuse over and over and over without having to repeat yourself in each and every thing you do in your scripts, right? So let's get started. As always, I personally enjoy Visual Studio Code, but this should be unanimous with whatever platform you choose to develop it. So I have a folder. It's called code. And inside this code, I'm going to create myself a toolbox. And so I'm just going to create a new folder and I'm going to call it my toolbox. And inside this folder, I always seem to write code to be able to ping. And so inside this folder, my toolbox, I'm going to create another folder called ping. And inside of ping, I think I want to create code that will ping a subnet. So let's do a couple things. So I'm going to create a Python folder called init, right? And it's underscore init underscore dot py. Shorthand, it's like telling Python to treat this as like a package, right? As different modules that you can suck in when you do your import statements. Just like real high level. But inside of ping, I'm going to create another file. And I think I'm going to call this one subnet. And what else do I want to do? See, within subnet, I think I want to create an object, right? And have that object return like maybe a JSON, right? So let's do something like this. In my init, I need to tell it from here, import subnet. And I'm going to do one more file. I'm going to do this file as just a standard straight up IP. So I can ping just an IP. But I want it to also return like different like formats, right? Maybe I want JSON so I can feed it to other systems or do something else with it. So I'm going to go back to my init and I'm going to say import IP and just to make sure that I'm cooking with butter. All right, starting to look okay. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go to my top directory here, code, and I'm going to create another file. I'm going to call this test.py, right? So within subnet, I'm going to define a simple function. And what I want this simple function to do is just to do a to.json, right? And right now, it's not going to do much, but I'm going to go print hello, right? Just to see if it does something that I expect it to do. Then within subnet, let's define, I'm just going to call it raw for now. And I'm going to do print raw just to make sure that our import statements are like jiving. I'm going to do the same for our IP. Define to JSON, right? And then just do print and do another definition. Exactly how this is going to look in the future, I don't know. But all this is just to say, you know, guys, well, why do we keep writing the same thing over and over and over? So we can go back to our main file that we're working with. It would be like that guy right there. And let's do an import. All right, let's do something like, I don't know, from my toolbox, import ping. All right, so now let's see if we can't do something like this. Ping dot IP, and we want to JSON, right? And then let's do ping IP dot to raw, right? And let's come back to here, and when we go into the to JSON, let's just say ping do JSON, and let's do the same for the raw, right? Ping to raw, just to let us know exactly where we are at within our function, right? Our definition. So if we go back to our subnet, let's do the same, right? And let's do subnet. Well, you know, I think we need to change something else. Subnet to JSON, and let's do subnet to raw. Exactly how those are going to look, I don't know, but we're just here to mess around, have fun. And here we go, IP to JSON, and then IP to raw, and just to make sure what we're doing, you know, the awesome mountain that we are drawing, that it's actually going to work. So let's do ping. What are we pinging next? Let's do subnet, right? So subnet to JSON, and then let's do ping, and then subnet to raw. And if all goes well, what we have just done is not repeat ourselves, right? So as we start developing scripts, we have one code base to improve on, to make changes, so we don't have to write the same code over and over and over. So let's run this. And what I'm expecting is that we have print statements. Sweet. All right, so we're doing ping.ip.toJSON, right? And what that is doing is it's going to the my toolbox, right? And once you're in my toolbox, it goes into ping, and it goes to IP, and it runs this function right there. How cool is that? I mean, that is boom shakalaka, right? So stick with me. I think in the next video, I think we're going to expand upon this awesome my toolbox, right? Package to let's ping a subnet, right? Sweet.